What is the third thing that I would do differently if I were going to college today? I would obey my father instead of going to the local mall. My name is Passion Darby, and over the next month, I am going to be sharing with you 31 things I would do differently if I were going to college today. 31 years ago, right around this time, I was an 18-year-old girl, and I decided that fall of 1993, I was going to college no matter what. So when the fall arrived, my mother and my father drove me to Philander Smith College in Little Rock, Arkansas, now Philander Smith University, and they dropped me off in college. But before my father departed to head back to Chicago, and this is how I remember it, he may remember it differently, but we were sitting alone in his car together, and he handed me two $100 bills. And he said to me, Passion, I want you to take this money and put it in the bank and save it. So I heard my father's instructions clearly because obviously I'm here sharing it with you 31 years later. So I understood what he said. But when my father left and I closed the car door, I was immediately engulfed in orientation week. And as I shared with you in Thing One's video, orientation week at historically Black colleges and university is so intoxicating, so much fun, so engaging that you can literally forget your trajectory, I would say, if you're not careful. So in my mind, I kept my father's words in the left side of my brain, but in the right side of my brain, I was having the best fun and I was enjoying myself and I was meeting all these great new people. So at the end of the week, I still had the money, but me and my newfound friends, we went to the local mall. And when I got to the mall on the second floor, I can still see it. I saw this store called Esprit de Corps, and Esprit was my favorite brand from childhood. So I was not new to Esprit clothing. I had plenty, but I had never seen an Esprit store in my life before. So I ran to the store. I was so excited. And when I got to the store, I saw this jumpsuit in there that I can't even describe. It was so cute. It was, they called it railroad blue, and it was pinstripe with dark blue and white print stripes, and it had the pants and the vest to go with it, and it was a little baggy because that's what us girls were wearing at the time. We were wearing like baggy clothes and things like that, and so I just had to have that suit. It was so cute. I just could not resist. I didn't even try to resist. The suit, I think, was $165, and I took my dad's money. This is so hard for me to admit. And I bought that suit. Now, here is the logic that my young, unwise 18-year-old mind used to have me take that suit off the hanger and walk it over to the register and pay for it with my daddy's money. I told myself, you know what? My daddy would want me to have this suit. I said, my daddy, he would want me to have this suit. He knows how I am. He knows I love clothes. He knows how my mom dresses us, me and my sisters. And he would want me to have this suit. And I don't, maybe he didn't really mean bank. Maybe he just meant, I want you to have this money. So I bought the suit, and I have felt horrible over the years as I have grown and matured in my own financial literacy, and I just feel so bad. So that is the third thing that I would do differently if I were going to college today. I would have obeyed my father, and I would have taken that money and I would have put it in the bank as he instructed me to do. And let me tell you why I would have done that. First, before I made this video, I used the tool that I did not have when I was an 18-year-old college going student. I went on nerdwallet.com and I used an investment calculator and I put in $200 and nothing else, no additional amounts. But then I just put in by the growth years would be 31 years. And according to NerdWallet, if I would have just left that money invested at an 8% interest rate for 31 years, I would have $2,369. So, of course, I probably wouldn't have gotten an 8% interest rate at a bank. However, if I would have just begun the path of financial building and financial literacy by just putting the money in the bank at that time, I'm sure by the time I was a junior, I would have been intelligent enough to remove my money from the savings account and put it into a better investment account. And I still would have ended up with more money, much more money than the 200 that my father originally invested in me. Another reason why I would have just simply obeyed my father is because it's important that we obey our parents. Here's the situation. This is what you need to know. Yes, when you go to college, you're going to meet great people. And you will feel like you've known them your whole life. However, you should listen to your parents. They are those people who you meet, they are just as young and unwise as you are. And what really matters, especially if you have parents who are invested in you, like my parents were investing in me, you should obey your parents because they know better than you and your other 18, 19, 20-year-old friends who are just as novice in the world as you are. So while my friends did not encourage me to go in that spree, I told you I ran off from them and ran into the store. So I was in this is a crime I committed on my own, but I still was not focused on what my parents was instructing me to do. Once I got on campus, I easily got distracted and did not focus on what I knew was important, which was obeying my parents. The other reason why is I wasted my father's investment, and it is not kind to waste people's investments in you. It's very hard, and you will learn this as you age. It's hard to find people who are really invested in you and your success. So when you have someone who is willing to invest any dollar amount in you, you should appreciate that and value that and follow whatever instructions they give to you regarding that investment because after all it's their investment in you. The other thing is, and if you hear some rumblings, it's because I have my notes. Make sure that whatever you do, you don't invest in something that is flimsy. Why do I say this? Esprit de Corps is not even open anymore. 31 years later, they are a flimsy brand. Now, they were very popular when I was younger, but now I just went on Esprit's website and it says on the homepage, Esprit is back. What does that mean? It's been closed. And the last time I saw an actual Esprit store, I was in a very busy airport and the store was completely empty. So it wasn't even a solid brand for me to be investing my money in. It was a beautiful brand. Now, Esprit has amazing clothes and still today I have my eye on a sweater that's on the website right now. But my point is, it wasn't worth the investment because it itself was not a foundational brand. It has made a comeback, obviously, but obviously it needed some help in its own financial challenges. So it wasn't worth the investment. And then also, I no longer even have that outfit. So was it really worth me disobeying my father and blowing the money he invested in me? No, it was not. And you may be thinking, well, nobody still has outfits that they had 31 years ago. Well, I beg to differ. I actually have a college memories trunk and I have many of my old outfits that I wore in college because why? I was cute in them, and I could still fit some of my outfits. Thank you. Okay, and then the last reason why is because there have been so many times over the last 31 years that I have really needed that $200. And I had plenty of clothes, and those clothes were worthless. I needed cash. So if I had obeyed my dad and taken that money and invested it, I would have had the money I needed at those times instead of a whole bunch of worthless clothes, including my Esprit clothes. So, what can you learn from that major error that I made by disobeying my father? Oh, I'm so ashamed. And I think this is the first time I'm ever even talking to anybody about this error because it's embarrassing. I don't even think I've ever told my dad that I did that with his money, and I'm not even sure if he ever asked me what I did with the money, but I feel horrible about it because he trusted me to do the right thing and I just did not, which was very uncharacteristic of me. So I deeply regret that. To keep you from having that same regret, please just obey your parents. Obey your parents. If you have parents who invest in you the way that I had parents who invested in me, or just family members who, or even friends who are invested in you and your success, and they ask you to do something for your own best interest, like go and put the money in the bank, go put the money in the bank. Follow their instructions, obey your parents. Again, you're going to meet a lot of great people in college, but it's your parents' upbringing and traditions and values that they've instilled in you that is really going to take you far and help you to overcome the downfalls of college, where or go down trajectories that honestly you will see a lot of your friends go down and not even graduate. So if you hold on to those things your parents teach you and those instructions that your parents give you, you will go much, much further. The other thing that you can do to avoid my mistake is research what banking centers are near or at your prospective campus. So my dad did tell me to go put the money in the bank, but he did not take me to the bank. And I wish that I would have had the wisdom to ask him to take me to the bank because he was dropping me off. Therefore, I did not have my own car, and I did not leave campus often because I really enjoy being on campus. And campus life, again, at the type of college that I went to, was very engaging, and so there really was no reason to leave campus. So I did not leave campus often. So I didn't even know where a bank was. I didn't know what a bank was, to tell you the truth. I didn't know the type of services banks offered or what even a savings account was. So if I knew what I know today, I would have said, Daddy, before you leave for Chicago, can you take me to the bank and can you help me to deposit the money? And I think that would have been better for safekeeping. So before you leave for college, research the banks that are around your college and see if there's actually a bank at your college. And that leads me to number three. Number three, select a college that has a banking system or banking brand. So some colleges actually have banks on campus. You want to look for those type of colleges, or they may have their own banking brand. So my most recent university, University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign, has its own credit union, which I absolutely love being a member of. So that makes banking easy for me. They have 6 branches, I think, in this small town, and I really appreciate being a member of that bank and being able to bank so easily, um, because my university has that banking system. So you can choose a bank that also have a banking system right on campus and which they are affiliated with. Number 4, take a financial literacy course before you leave for college. So for example, just today I received my graduation certificate from Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University course. Now, the crazy thing is, I knew about that course when I had first graduated from college 25 years ago, but I wasn't patient enough to take the course. I was having too much fun, another regret that I have. But this year, I decided I'm going to take, well, not this year, 2023. I decided I'm going to take that course. And I enrolled in that course in November and I finished it last week and I received my certification today. So you can take the course now before you leave for college so that you have some basic financial literacy skills and knowledge before leaving for college. That way, if someone gives you money or gifts you money, or you earn money or you create money through your own business while you're a college student, you will know how to invest that money and how to direct that money, every single penny. Then the next thing you can do is visit the college bank before you arrive to campus and talk to the bankers and ask them what are their products and services. What are their products and services for both college students as well as alums? So, for instance, I did not bank with my university's banking system while I was a student there, but as an alum, I do bank with them, and I really enjoy my banking relationship with them post graduation. They have a lot of great services for me now that I have graduated. So think about that. Then, number six, consider choosing a college with its own banking on campus for convenience sake. And if there, and this goes back to number five, if there is not a bank affiliated with the campus, make sure there's a bank near the campus within walking distance in case you do not have a car. So even with my university, my most recent university, there is a banking system, but if students choose not to use that bank, there's also, I think, two or three banks within walking distance of the campus. So that is very good. And then lastly, I'm going to go back to number one: obey your parents. Again, you are going to face so many challenges in college, and you will need the foundational instructions and value systems of your family members and your parents, particularly your parents, as you navigate through those challenges. So, if your parents tell you to do something that is in your best interest, just do it. Avoid my mistakes so you will not have to tell this story to young people 31 years from today. So, tomorrow, I will let you all know the fourth thing that I would do differently if I were going to college today. If you want to know about it, please do subscribe. Thank you for listening. Bye.